Hello, my name is Katharine Gray from Heavenly Partners. Welcome to this dating coaching video. Today I want to talk about dumping. Dumping is a really common theme we hear in dating, but it's not the one that you think I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about being dumped or dumping somebody else, which sadly is a very common theme in dating, but it's not the one I want to talk to you about today. No, I want to use the word dumping in a different way, and that is dumping your criteria. Hear me out here. We all go dating with a criteria in our heads of what we're looking for. I certainly know I did it myself. And actually, it really holds us back. You think that you're looking for somebody that's got the criteria that you want, and that is a good thing to do. But I can assure you, not just from my own personal experience, but from many other people's experience as well, it's not a good thing to do. So let me use my own experience because it's a good story as well. So when I was young, in my sort of late 30s, when I was looking for, or mid 30s and late 30s, looking for a husband, I really wanted somebody that was single, never been married before, was under 40, was sporty. They obviously had to be a Christian. So I went around looking for those sort of people. Now, I did find someone that was really like that. In fact, I found lots of people like that. But one in particular came to mind. He really met my criteria perfectly. We'll call him John. Now, John was sporty. He came to church with me. He shared lots of my interests. He was young, never been married before, met his family. All that went well. But over a long period of time, I discovered that he had some very, very nasty characteristic traits that I didn't like. He was very jealous. He was quite controlling. And as I got to know him more and more, there began to be problems with his character to such an extent that he turned out to be quite violent and threw me across a room at one point. That's not a very nice thing to happen, and the relationship ended fairly soon after that. He was everything I thought I wanted in terms of my criteria, but his character didn't match up. Now, it's a long story of how I met my husband, and many of you will have heard, if you've spoken to us on the phone or listened to our story, you might have heard how I met my husband. But he didn't really have any of the things that I wanted that were on my criteria. Luckily, he pursued me, and we got married. And over a time of that courtship, I discovered what an amazing character he had. He's loving, he's kind, he's thoughtful. He's all the things that anybody could really want, although he didn't really fit my criteria. So I would say to you, be very careful with your criteria because it can lead you to be very narrow-minded. Now, don't get me wrong here. I'm not asking you to walk up the aisle with anybody that you don't fall mad in love with and think is absolutely right for you. Of course, that's what I want you to do. The trouble is when we have a criteria, and all of us have criteria, and when we stick to only looking for those people who've got that criteria, we miss people like I definitely would have missed my husband if he hadn't pursued me. We think, oh, they're not the right age for me, or they don't share my interests, or they don't come from the right sort of background, or they don't go to the right sort of church. We're just ticking people off time and time again, and actually we're missing somebody. So it's much more important to look for somebody's character than the criteria that you think you've set for yourself. I hope that makes sense, but it's a really, really important lesson. So dump your criteria. Go looking for people who are much, much on a broader spectrum than what you thought you were looking for. And I can assure you, opportunities will open up to you. I hope that's been helpful. If you'd like to talk to us further, please do give us a ring on 01 531 4997. Thank you. Goodbye.